I was pretty bummed you guys didn't even make a comment about my necrotic joke about Trent. So, because your skin goes necrotic when you get bitten by a spider.
Oh yeah,
And I said necrotic. So
necrotic.
no one even commented, and I was like, so good. That was my best wordplay of the year.
I'm sorry. That really is on us.
Yeah,
We let you down.
It's okay. All right,
No one's perfect.
We ready?
Mm-hmm. Ready.
Okay. Trick or treat.
Trick.
Wait, did you say trick?
Yeah.
Nobody ever says trick. Okay, let me think of a trick.
Peterson, you should pants him. That's always a good one.
I would like to see that, but I'm pretty sure he's not wearing any pants.
Wedgies?
Maybe.
Castration?
Okay, dude, how about everything below the belt is off limits?
Kind of kneecapping me here, dude. That's all the tricks I know. Oh, what about goose?
Don't say goose him.
I guess. Can I just have a treat then?
Sack whack.
Oh.
You just not tapped into the 3-Bit Gamer Show. Welcome to the 3-Bit Gamer Show. I'm JD.
This is Peterson.
And this is Trent.
And we are here nut tagging, back tagging, sack whacking, bell flicking, and Rochambeauing your way.
You can't say
this
bell
podcast.
flicking.
Bell flicking?
It's on Wikipedia.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. It's this is actually a totally PG thing if you just read it off of Wikipedia. So,
all right. Well,
live from the 3-Bit Gamer Show, the news. Okay, our news is brought to us by the Cookie Lords over at Crave Cookies. Crave Cookies is this cookie shop that you can find. If you go to cravecookies.com, you can find a location near you, which probably closer than you realize, especially since Trent said by the end of the year, right? Texas will have Crave Cookies and Nevada.
Texas,
is there
Nevada,
any other
and Georgia.
And Georgia. Dude, that's like a good spread right there.
Yeah, it is.
It's kind of all over the country, so you can get your cookie on. And the beauty of Crave Cookies is they have a new menu every single week. Yeah, you're not just going in there and just getting the same 32 flavors.
Wow, shots fired.
Yeah, dude, the Baskin people are coming for us. So the cool thing is, if you listen to this podcast, we tell you the sneak peek of the week.
Just know what to get ready for, you know?
Yeah. So if you go to cravecookies.com right now, you can see what they've got on their menu, but we'll tell you what's coming up next week. Trent, what do we got?
We got one of my favorites is coming back, the Biscoff Explosion.
You love Biscoff.
I love Biscoff so much. Yeah. And I got to tell you this. Biscoff just started releasing new products, and now I'm like, well, now I don't even have to think of flavor combinations. Like, they just released a Biscoff caramel. Like, that's going to be a cookie now. Okay.
Thanks for that one, guys.
Freebie.
Thanks for doing my job for me.
And then on caramel, we got the Toffee Caramel Crunch again.
Good one.
Genius.
Solid. The Recess, which is the Reese's and Oreo mixed up. Sorry. You know what? I just forgot what was in it, guys. It's Reese's, Butterfinger, and Oreo, I think.
Good Lord.
Okay, cool.
Then the iced oatmeal and the chocolate cupcake.
Okay, solid lineup.
If you had told me, Trent, when we were kids, that you would be selling cookies made out of Oreos and candy bars, I would have been so fucking proud of you. I would have been like, so we are good.
And we are proud of
being
you.
adults is good.
We're there.
Right?
You can eat anything now.
So if you guys want to see these cookies in action, you can go to Crave Cookies, the store. You can go to cravecookies.com. They have an app, Crave Cookies, or you can just go on like DoorDash or whatever and order delivery and get your cookie on. Street Fighter ain't going anywhere as Capcom quietly celebrates 11 years of steady growth. What?
I saw this.
We just have been doing this podcast for what, 6 or 7 of those 11 years, and we're just like, yeah, Capcom has just been this like consistent juggernaut,
just
cannot
under the
stop.
radar, just like,
Yeah. And it's not like they're just making money; they are consistently growing.
Yeah.
Is the point that's been called out here?
If you would have asked me before this episode, hey, how do you think Capcom is doing? I'd be like, I don't know, man. Are they doing layoffs? Like they got to be going down a little bit.
Yeah,
Haven't seen a Mega Man in a while, so
yeah. What do they make?
Exactly. I don't know off the top of my head all the things they make.
I know they do Street Fighter or something.
I know exactly what their logo looks like. I
Yeah.
think they do Resident Evil. Like Trent said, they do Mega Man, but when was the last time we saw one of those? So I'm like, yeah, Capcom in my mind, up until tonight, has been like in the same mind space as Sega.
That's what I was gonna say. I was like, they're like Sega to
They're
me.
not going
like,
anywhere.
Yeah, not great.
They're never going away, but I'm also not surprised if some larger corporation buys them out because they weren't doing super well.
That's what they're like. They're like ripe for that. I thought, but I guess
Not the case. For example, last year they sold 21.3 million units. I think that's like across all their games. And then that was last year. And then this year, 22.6 million. So just up 1.3 casual 1.3 million, just increase. No biggie. That's like a 5% increase.
Just keep
kill for that.
Slowly
so I looked and like the big things that are pushing this is the Street Fighter 6 game that came out, the Resident Evil 4 remake that people were pretty fond of. And then they have this new IP called Exo Primal. I don't think I was super aware of it. You're like shooting dinosaurs and it's like Turok kind of a deal, I think. Like hunting dinosaurs and they have robot arms or I don't know the fuck. It's in that genre. But that did really well too. And so, yeah, I think they let's see. The company said the results, quote, put it on track to achieve its full year earnings forecast, along with 11 consecutive years of operating profit growth.
Wow.
They're just steady. They've got a couple properties that are like really steady. We mentioned a couple of them, Mega Man, Resident Evil, Street Fighter. They don't oversaturate. I mean, this is Street Fighter 6. What year is this? Street Fighter 6?
6? We're on like Mortal Kombat 40 or
600. Yeah.
Dude, Street Fighter takes its time.
Exactly.
They don't have to do one every year.
The same with Resident Evil. Like they had a burst there in the early 2010s where they were kind of pumping out some Resident Evil shit because of the movies. And there was all that Resident Evil buzz. And they weren't the best quality, but I think they made good money. And clearly, I mean, they've been chunking through the profits. So Capcom, you guys, Capcom is doing good.
Company
Don't
to watch.
Need to worry about them.
Yeah.
Resident Evil fans out there are just like, yes.
Like, yeah, we knew that, you idiots. We're like, I'm sorry, that's not my thing. I didn't know. I didn't know.
They're like, did you not see the tall mommy stuff? They know what the people want.
We saw that, but that was a couple years ago, and like,
that was another profitable year.
I didn't know. They're just like I didn't know they went up from there.
Yeah,
just
like, kick ass.
What are you doing?
I love it. The live streamer Gravy Train is slowing down, but don't worry, all your kids still want to be influencers.
All of them, 100%.
They're not in it for the money.
Every child I know is like, yeah, I'm gonna be a YouTuber, and they've all tried to start a YouTube channel at some point. They all made 1.5 videos, and they were like, "This is too hard."
So halfway through the second,
I don't want. The first one was terrible because they didn't edit it. So
yeah, but it's called Hello YouTube, so it really stands out from the other first videos that kids have done.
It was like Gamer Joe or whatever. Like they're just like that's all their names.
Gamer and then
Joe.
their name
and then their name. Yeah.
There's an X in there somewhere.
So I think that Twitch and YouTube, aka Google and Amazon, figured this out, that there are 1 million kids out there willing to step in, do what Ninja does, and they don't need to spend $50 million to keep Ninja on their platform. This is the Twitch CEO was speaking at TwitchCon. He said that this whole process where they were fighting for big name streamers, quote, created this bidding war, and I don't think that's a sustainable business. I don't know how we reported on this way back when. What the fuck are you doing? It didn't seem worth it that Microsoft threw so much money at Ninja only for him to leave their platform like 9 months later.
Yeah, like less than a year.
And they're like, go for it. It's all right, dude. Like I don't know what possible return on investment they saw or any of these guys have seen in these exclusive streamer deals with massive streamers. I'm not talking about just the basic Twitch partnership program, which I think works and is a model that works not for everyone, but it definitely works for Twitch. These huge streamers could not have possibly brought in enough ad revenue to justify how much they were being paid. Ultimately, I think this is just the money in the tech industry. This is tightening up. Interest rates growing up. VCs drying up. So who's getting hit is not the executives, but the creators are going to get it. So,
well, like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but like I feel like they can all put all of their content on every, not just streaming platform. You stream, then you put it on YouTube, and then you make a short of it and put it on TikTok, and like
that's what they all do anyway.
Triple dipping and like, yeah. So I mean, they're all over the place. In fact, half of the whenever I get stuck in on Facebook videos, there's like a video on Facebook, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna watch that for a minute, and then I get stuck. Half of them have the TikTok logo on the bottom of them, like. Yeah, so
they're recycled through Reddit and all this.
Yeah, it's just like gone through everywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a weird platform anyway, and that they were paying them so much for, like you said, for these exclusivity deals.
See, but now we don't need to worry about the kids anymore, because now when we learn that all the kids want to be influencers, we know they're not in it for the money. They're just in it for the narcissism.
They're in it for the fame.
They're in it for the right reasons.
I want to be famous. I'm not good at anything, but I want to be famous. How do I do that? I don't know.
Have you heard of this YouTube.com?
Twitch University? When's that coming out? They teach you to be a streamer.
Can you imagine
100% that exists?
Everyone is just walking around with their selfie sticks and their arms held out. They're just constantly bumping into each other, and they're constantly narrating what they're doing. It's just this drone.
There's like a whole class about like intro. And they're like, hey, you say, what's up? And then whatever your viewers are called.
And 28 people are live streaming
the class. And then your name. And then, what's up, idiots?
Yo, this professor said the dumb shit. Can you believe this? What's this?
Welcome to another episode. You will not believe what is going on next. But before we do that, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe.
Dude, you have just described millennial hell. Please don't make us go there.
This is what's
Microsoft is giving its long-suffering CEO a break after failing to hit his Xbox Game Pass goals by removing those goals entirely.
Don't need them.
How do you get such a good job where you do bad
You don't care what you do.
You get paid more than anyone in the company because ostensibly you can do such a good job. When you do a bad job, they're like, oh, don't worry about it. You don't have to do that. Dude, 95% of this dude's annual target compensation is performance-based, like a lot of CEOs. It's pretty fucking normal. Makes sense if you're going to pay him that much. That shit, yeah, if the company doesn't do well, you don't get paid. Well, in this case, this motherfucker, what is his name? God, I can't even
Gravy Train McGee. I don't know.
Yeah, Satya Nadella. He had a Xbox revenue growth target of 4.4%, and he came in with a whopping 0.7%.
So close
to his target. So also
he's closer to his target than he is to 100. So, I mean.
If we're playing by Price is Right rules, this guy's crushing.
He did all right. Yeah, he did all right.
Unless anyone came in bidding like a 0.8, then he's fucked. But last year, Microsoft aimed for 73% growth in Game Pass subscribers. Pretty lofty. They hit 28%. Again, almost there. He was super fucking close. So they just removed those requirements entirely from his target compensation.
He was like, how am I supposed to get my bonus? This is going to affect my bonus. They're like, don't worry about it, bro.
It's just fine. We just won't make you do it.
Highlight that, Control X, and then it's gone.
The idea, I think this is, other than reporting on just how fucking god-awful broken American executive pay is, I guess executive pay through a lot of the Western world. This is also kind of weird that they're throwing in the towel on this. The Xbox Live, they're like, oh, well, that's impossible. Yeah, like we can't even predict the growth of it to the extent that we're not even going to include that as part of your. So is that saying that's not necessarily a part of their growth strategy? I think one of the things that was mentioned, I couldn't really parse this out, is that they're focusing on larger Xbox growth in general. Just units sold, Xboxes sold, Xbox games. I don't fucking know.
Here's the thing that I'm reading into this, though, also. Like, not only is Satya Nadella really good at, like, selling, yeah, it's impossible to guess. I think he's a good salesman, but, like, they still grew. Like, it didn't go down.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, if they were to be disappointed in him, that would be a different story. They're like, you know what? We wanted you to grow by 73, but you only grew by 28%.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty good. Like, other business
Mhm.
models, you're like, yeah, if you grow 28%, that's pretty great.
Especially in a subscription model like this.
Yeah, like, that's fine as long as we're growing, right? But you know how
However,
the video game world is.
how much growth do they need to justify how much they're spending for Game Pass? That's what it's like the
Yeah.
Epic Game Store shit.
Yeah,
where
they're
it's
gonna
like,
come out
oh fuck, we spent too much
in
money.
a couple years and be like, Windows licenses are not making us enough money to cover the games, the studios we keep purchasing.
Yeah, because that's 73%. Yeah, that sounds like a big fucking jump that they're looking for. But I think that was born of necessity, because I do think Xbox Game Pass is way more expensive to run than they are getting income for.
Also, they may have made that target assuming that the Activision acquisition would have gone through much, much, much sooner.
Oh, and they'd have
And
those games available.
yeah, so then people will be like, yeah,
last.
let me get that Game Pass subscription so I can play Call of Duty or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So that might have been part of it, you know, because it just went through, and so they're end of quarter, and so he's like, it's impossible to predict. It's the UK government did this, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I do think he's getting a lot of accolades for just completely forcing through the Activision acquisition, which I'm like, how much is that you versus the attorneys that were working 100-hour weeks for, like, the international attorneys you had working 100-hour weeks for like 18 months. Those are the fucking guys that did it, but they're celebrating because they're the god of video games.
They made so much money though.
Play it, Peterson. Play the god of video games.
Oh, you just wanted me to play that. That's where this came from. All right, let me see. Where did I put it? I don't know where I put it, JD. It's in here.
Well, I mean, I think the listeners will wait. Whatever. Just spin up the next story. Unsurprisingly, it only took 1 year for developers to make that latest King Kong game.
Wow, great job, I guess.
It doesn't show.
So funny. So this is
you
an
can't
article.
tell. They did just fantastic work for 1 year.
Looks like they did it in 4 months, so I'm glad they had 12. This was coming from an article in The Verge. It seems like a developer at Iguanabee, we talked about the Santiago Chile based
I wanna be
studio, Iguanabee, who reached out and he, like, anonymously to The Verge to kind of give some background in what happened. And so this was published by, it wasn't published by Iguanabee. It was published by a Minnesota-based game company called Game Mill Entertainment. Game Mill Entertainment. So I'm sorry, just as a sidebar.
What an awful name.
I know, because here's my thing about using mill in the name of your business. Unless you are a actual mill, I feel like you're really saying something about the quality of the product you're putting out.
pumping it out.
Exactly. They don't necessarily have a good connotation. If you put mill before something, diploma mill, puppy mill, it's a bad fucking thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I looked it up on because I was like, well, maybe there's a definition that you're not. I'm on Merriam-Webster, and it's like they're either talking about a machine for grinding grain or a building for manufacturing. And let's see, this is my favorite one: a machine that manufactures by the continuous repetition of some simple action. That is such a crazy choice for your game studio, especially
Game Mill.
if you are a game publisher
Pumping them
like
out.
Game Mill, who is pumping games out in 1 year. You find small shops, indie shops like Iguana Bee, that are so desperate for funding, they will make whatever, and they'll do it with all the abuse you heap on them, and they'll do it in a year because you need to get those licensed games that you promised out in 1 year because you are Game Mill Entertainment. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I think so.
Like, I wouldn't buy a car at a car mill. Like, nothing is, there's no good things other than like grain and like stamped steel parts that are made at a fucking mill. Sorry, as an aside. Here's some quotes from this developer from The Verge. This is a good one. Quote, the development process of the game was started in June of last year, and it was aimed to end on June 2nd of this year. So 1 year. It's a love-hate relationship because they're the ones who accept or give the projects, and he's talking about Game Mill. And Iguana Bee doesn't have the means to develop almost anything on its own because, well, money. So that's what is happening, is that Iguana Bee, who has developed okay games with their own IPs, needs the cash to make those games. And so what do? They go find some publisher that needs somebody to pump out a shit licensed game in a year. I don't know. It made me, I was just blown away by the Game Mill. It's like if you had a company named Acme and you like legit made like anvils. Dude. It's just too on the nose. The worst game ever. And it's like, it comes out of Game Mill. I don't know. I also like this. This is from a translation from a post from a developer on the game that we posted on Twitter. Quote, we did what we could and we had a great time developing it. Proud of our monkey.
Proud of our monkey.
Aw,
okay.
It melted my heart. Now I'm rooting for Iguana Bee.
That is cute, but I will have to point out once again that gorillas are not monkeys, they are apes. There is a difference.
That's where the problem started, dude.
There's not really a difference.
Trent.
Nah,
how dare you? How dare you?
What sound do they make?
They all eat bananas. They all go ooga.
Yeah.
And climbing trees.
If they all go ooga, they're all monkeys.
It's about the tail, guys. Do they have tails or not? That's
Wait, that's not true.
Famous
gorillas
for their
have
long,
tails.
skinny tails.
No, they do. Gorillas have tails.
They look like
How
dog
do they
tails.
choke the other monkeys in the trees?
A gorilla with the dog. I hate this, guys. I know you're trolling me, but I hate it.
You've never heard that phrase? She's strong as a gorilla tail.
I have.
Why do you think it's called Gorilla Glue?
Are you even paying attention to the world around you sometimes?
Like, go back to school, bro.
Gorilla Glue. Glue is made from tails.
I think a gorilla has like a little stumpy tail, like a poodle.
No, like, you know how regular glue is? It's like horse hoof, right?
Close your eyes and think about a gorilla's ass.
I do all the time. You don't have to tell me.
That's why he's so passionate about
this. Got a photo
this.
up right now.
I'm out. That's it. That's the last one I can do. That's ridiculous. Riblets. You take a rib, you snap it in half, you take that half, you snap it in half, you got yourself 4 riblets. Serve them in a basket, $12.99. Call it unlimited because no one's ordering more. Riblets are these little meat nuggets of news. Like, a quarter of how much news we normally report on. Right?
Yeah. Just spend a quarter of the time. Just chop it up. We take a news story, chop it up into little bits, and then shove it down your
Sell
throat.
it at the same price, though.
Same price. You guys don't like it, but we'll do it anyway because
we have to make up for the marketing. Do you know how much that ad cost? We had to write a song for these fucking nuggets.
Guys, it took me a long time to get that song too.
The first one. The price of Apple Arcade is going from $5 to $7. I know I wanted to report on this because I know this will affect one of our listeners, Abby, who signed up for Apple Arcade just to try it out. Heads up, Abby. It's now $2 more. So now it's time to cancel it because what the fuck? They haven't added anything. They didn't add a business logic. Thing.
They don't have to add anything.
It.
Those guys are charging more. We can too.
No, dude, I'm looking at it. These fucking they jacked up the price of Apple News, which I didn't even know was a thing. You can pay $10 a month. Just give all your money to Apple, and then they'll just, I don't know, give zero
on Reddit
to the news outlets that they're publishing stories, but Apple gets some money. There's Apple News, there's Apple TV, and there's some other one, and then Apple Arcade, and they jacked up the prices of all of them. Now, Apple TV, they have been adding a shit ton of stuff to. They're continuing to add stuff to. The other ones, I'm like, meh. But they legit jacked up Arcade, and they didn't even bother to say, well, we have 50 more games coming, and we know this and that. They didn't even bother. They're just like, fuck you, you'll pay it. Fuck you. Dude, this is so, I'm so sick of this shit. I'm just going to start canceling. Every time I get an email, we're increasing your price. I'm like, cool, I'm canceling it. Like, I didn't care if it's a service I fucking need. This is
Apple
so
actually
obnoxious.
has 6 different subscription services.
What does?
Apple does, because you can actually bundle them all in Apple One.
Yeah, they had to justify the price of Apple One going up. So that's why they jacked up the price.
Yeah, the rest of them go up. Yeah.
This is like a restaurant charging more for a combo meal, and they're like, well, we had to jack up the price of the cheeseburger because otherwise it'd be cheaper than a combo meal. I'm like, you didn't have to increase any of it, you butt fucks. The meat didn't get any better.
Did you raise workers' like wages or benefits or something? Is that why we're doing like raising prices? Like, no, what?
No, Burger King raised their prices, so we have to.
Yeah.
Apple TV is also going from $7 to $10. $7, it was a real easy no-brainer for me for a month. $10, I'm actually be pretty thoughtful, and I will be doing just 1 month. I could do 2 months at $7. I have $14, whatever. But God, $10 now you're up there where Netflix was just a couple years ago. Well, you are not what Netflix was a couple years ago. Apple TV.
I keep thinking, like, do I have to go back to just like regular cable with a DVR? Like, yeah, is that where we're at? Like, that's cheaper than just like
TiVo.
We've gone backwards. Yeah, I know, right? Do I have to get a TiVo again? Like, is that still a thing? Where do I find one?
TiVo's noises sounded better than literally any streaming service that's ever come out. So
I think I was less frustrated by them. My Hulu, I push my up button and I gotta wait like 3/4 of a second for it to change, and I'm like, I hate you.
I hate Hulu more than any streaming service.
I just feel like they're all becoming shitty, and nothing is changing in the world of public libraries where you can just rent DVDs. You guys, I'm gonna keep saying it. Rent DVDs, watch live TV on an antenna, fuck everything else. Someone made a Skyrim and Age of Empires 2 for some reason. Look, dude, the news was real light this week.
It's so light that I had actually heard about this before you put it on the doc.
Like 10 different outlets, including IGN and Kotaku and Eurogamer, all reported on this shit. What is it? What did I post?
This is like the hot story like a week ago. I guess
it's the hottest story. This guy, this dork,
Bubba Baylor
made all of Skyrim, including all the quest lines, 50 plus quest lines, 100 unique characters, and you play as one of the holds vying for control of Skyrim set during the plot of the game. Skyrim, apparently, I didn't realize this is the mods, because I did play the Skyrim Game of Thrones mod, and it was sick. It was like the map from the world of Game of Thrones and the houses, and like it was fucking sick. It was really cool. But the modding in the stories, the campaigns, they didn't have cutscenes, and so like they would just have like a little character walk up and like interact with another character, and you would trigger these sometimes by walking within like the character's radius. So it allows for a lot of this stuff, like you would see in Skyrim. Like you walk across a bridge and someone's like, oh, that activates someone to come walk up with you and give you a quest. It's crazy. Like I said, slow news day. If you guys like these two games and you are a crazy super dork, you can get it on the Steam Forged library. Is that what it's called? It's on Steam. It'll be on Steam. It's cool, I guess. You'd have to be into it. Last one here. Spider-Man 2 has confused the Puerto Rican flag with the Cuban flag. Also, not just Spider-Man 2, literally any human being. These two flags.
Have you seen them?
What the fuck? I couldn't believe the statement. So, I get it when you're like, well,
if you're like a Puerto Rican guy and you're like, hey, I love Miles Morales and he's my hero, and then you're playing this game and you see the Cuban flag in the background, you're like, dude, what?
Like, they fucked it up.
If you're a white suburban American kid and you are playing this, you did not notice.
But also, if you're the Puerto Rican guy, maybe, I don't know, and there's some bad blood between Puerto Ricans and Cubans, But are you really mad about that? Or are you just like, oh yeah, our flags look like fucking identical? Like when people confuse that when they send the emoji for the Liberian flag instead of the American flag, you're like, oh yeah, because they're kind of similar. Like, I'm not offended. I'm like, fuck Liberia, those stupid bastards.
Are you kidding me?
They?
All right, you know what? I'm going to Liberia.
We're starting a war.
I'm going into the Liberia subreddit, and I'm gonna be pissed.
That's our flag now.
They're the same flag, just like the colors are transposed. Like where there's blue on one, there's red on the other, and vice versa. Like that's it.
It's so crazy. They look like the opposite monsters in Sesame Street.
Yeah,
if they were flags.
Yeah, that's it. They're
like the exact same flag but reversed.
So that is funny, but also at the same time, it's like, how hard was it?
Dude, their statement, though, was we understand that accurate representation matters and greatly regret this error. I'm sorry. It's too hard. Take out the greatly. You could regret it.
Yeah, you super
reserve
regret it?
greatly for something that's like actually fucking offensive. This stuff does happen.
Like my statement would be like, you know what? Honestly, my mistake. I know what it looks like, and I just gave it that cursory glance, and it was the wrong colors. I should have noticed it. I'll fix it. We'll fix it. But you know what I mean? Like, honest mistake. We'll fix it. No big deal. Type of thing. Sorry. But yeah, greatly. That sounds like you fired somebody for this.
Yes. I thought that there was even a story about this that wasn't just like from the comedic angle about how the flags look so similar. Cause they just copy. It's like, dude, just copy my homework and make it a little different. Like, you guys use the same flag.
The guy who did it was like, but you see how we got there, right? Like, you see how this mistake was made. And they're like, I don't know what to tell you. The Puerto Ricans are pissed, and Miles Morales is their boy. I'm sorry, man. You got to go. He's like, yeah, but like you've seen both of the flags together, right?
They're like, whoa, are you saying that they all look the same? They're like, well, they kind of
flags, yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stripes.
Like,
there's a triangle.
I'll just get my stuff. I'm sorry. I'm gonna leave.
I'm so sorry. Anyways, I just thought this story was funny because it's a weird mistake to make. Like, I don't know how you get there, but also
it's not like you copied and pasted a picture of the flag. You had to actually like draw the flag as a model. He was like, game.
Nah, I know what it looks like.
I remember. Well, there's three. It's red, white, blue.
Also that statement. They're like, I'm so sorry, Puerto Rico. Like, screw Cuba, like screw those guys. Like, I'm so
Cubans. There's like a couple Cuban gamers that were like, "Oh, that's kind of a funny mistake."
You know, Miles Morales is representing, like he knows, like Cuba, right? He knows where we're at. And then they're like, "I am so sorry. What a dirtbag move!" Like Cuba, not Cuba. Hashtag not Cuba. Not this time, Cuba. And
we are so sorry we compared you guys to Cuba. Oh, we can't, like, we would be offended too, for sure.
We greatly dude, this is so good. Screw you, Cuba.
Yeah, he's stupid.
Do we have any Cuban listeners?
Not anymore.
How do you say screw you, Cuba in Spanish? I'll say it, bro.
Kudos. Our positivity segment, giving shout outs to things that we're into. I don't know. There's a lot of shit here. Peterson's way into breathing.
Yeah, I like.
Is that what you want to start with?
Actually, I was gonna give my first kudos to Cuba. No.
You want to apologize?
I'm so sorry.
I
greatly apologize for no. I've never been to Cuba. I have nothing bad about Cuba. No, my first kudos is for air. JD thought I was just talking about air that we breathe. He's like, yeah, we can't live without it. I guess it's weird kudos.
But you got to give it up.
No, the movie Air.
Oh, it's a good movie.
There's a movie called Air. It has Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, the one guy from Arrested Development, and so really great. This is about Nike in like 1985 or I think when they're a big company, but they're trying to get their basketball division up and going. They don't have crap because like Converse, I guess, was the basketball shoe, and Adidas was looking real sexy. And so Matt Damon has this idea. He's like, we got to get one guy, and we got to give him Michael Jordan. And they're like, we don't have enough money for Michael Jordan. F off. And he's like, no, that's it. And he, goes against everybody's desires and recommendations to go get Michael Jordan. And he does. And we know, the rest is history. And they make like the most successful sports shoe ever. But it's an awesome story. It's like an underdog story. Their basketball division was like, they were like, yeah, we're going to just get rid of it. Like, you guys aren't making any money for us. And so, and Michael Jordan apparently like hated Nikes, hated them. But this guy had just like the best pitch ever. Matt Damon had the best pitch ever. It's really good. Like, it's honestly not very long. I feel like it went really quickly. And all the actors do a fantastic job. Of course, it's like a great cast. It's fun. It's a fun watch. It's a good watch.
Would you watch it?
Watched it on Amazon Prime, I think.
Gotcha.
Check it out. Seriously, check it out. It's rated R. I mean, a lot of F words. So if you've got little kids in the room, probably not.
Wait, is Michael Jordan like who plays Michael Jordan?
You only see the back of Michael Jordan's head. He is not a main character in this. His parents get way more screen time than he does. I don't even know if I was
wondering who they would choose to play Michael Jordan.
I don't know if I see his face.
You don't ever see his face. There's like a big interview about it where they just didn't want to like detract from anyone trying to recreate him. Just like let it.
Yeah,
be.
No, genius. That's because that's where my brain went. Yeah. If they had an MJ on screen, that would be the fucking focus of the film. You'd be
It'd be weird. Yeah, he's like a very
maybe in 30 years when he's like, but
dead. He's like a tertiary character, to be honest.
I love that.
It's really good, fun. You watched it, Trent?
Yeah.
Did you like it
a lot?
Yeah, I liked it a lot too. So I watched it and I was like, I got to give that kudos because I don't see a lot of movies that I'm like into, and I really like that one. So maybe I just think I just like Matt Damon. I don't know what it is, but like
it's the Good Will Hunting crew.
I just watched that, by the way. Good Will Hunting.
It's not that
shit.
Look, I've never even seen Good Will Hunting. Don't judge me. Stop
Trent's
it.
Judging you so badly.
Trent hates you so bad right now. It's like Trent's favorite movie.
It is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
Okay. My best friend's Matt Damon. My best friend's Ben Affleck. I sometimes do math. Isn't that from that?
Yeah, no, you got the gist of it.
That's from Step Brothers.
Oh.
He's doing the interview. Sometimes I see a math problem on the board. I just go do it. My best friend's Ben Affleck. I'm like, are you just saying the plot from Good Will Hunting? Anyway.
Yeah, no, that's
so
that
Air, watch it. It's on Amazon Prime right now. So
Trent, do you have a kudos?
I have a kudos. Guys, I had my new favorite dessert today. And I'm really excited about it. So, better than sex cake. Annie's mom has always made it. And that's what got me like way into it. Today, she made this dessert that was like, so better than sex cake, if you don't know what it is. Chocolate cake that usually has like toffee in it. Poke holes in it, pour sweetened condensed milk on it. Whipped cream, more toffee. So it's like super rich, super delicious. Tonight
it's really
get
simple.
There.
Like it's
really simple,
cake, but it's good.
And instead of the chocolate cake, it's a pumpkin cake. But everything else is the exact same. I don't like pumpkin like that much. This is my favorite dessert I've ever had.
I'm looking at a recipe of this, and I'm speechless.
This sounds like a good fit for pumpkin because, like, I'm not into pumpkin either. But like, when I worked at Olive Garden, they had seasonally a pumpkin cheesecake that had like toffee and caramel on it, and I was like, "Ooh, that's really good." My best friend's mom, growing up, she would make pumpkin rolls.
I love pumpkin
rolls. And we just ate them all. Like it was just like a normal part of my diet, which is super weird. But we ate a lot of pumpkin rolls, so I'm kind of picky about pumpkin. I don't like pumpkin pie very much, so this does sound good to me.
It's really good. It's my fave.
I'm now wondering if there are other better than sex variants.
That's where my
other
mind
than
went
shot. My
too.
brain has never wondered that before, and now I'm like, because you make the recipe I saw, you make this with yellow cake as the
and then
base,
you mix pumpkin puree in it.
Mix it with pumpkin puree. So I'm like, well, if you're doing lemon or yellow cake with, better than sex. What can if you're doing a box mix, that opens the whole cake aisle. Like, what the fuck? This is the smartest shit. Ah, Trent, this is so great.
Yeah, dude. I'm on a mission now. I want to find them.
This is so cool.
Just do it.
Okay, I have one. Well, I have two, but I'll do one first. Just because it was quick and easy. I went surfing last week. I've been surfing before. This is my second time going, but this is the first time I went just without like taking lessons. Jenna and I bought a couple wetsuits, and so we packed those. But then we rented a couple surfboards. We were in San Diego, so it's like kind of chill. It's like the bunny hill of surfing. And I don't know. I would recommend everyone just like try it. I have never found. I've done a lot of activities. Like I do a lot of stuff, and I've done a lot of physical activities. Everything from skydiving, rock climbing, running, dog sledding, whatever. Surfing.
Think about like a James Bond montage. That's what JD does.
And surfing's the only one I like, I guess, because when I get in that ocean, I'm like, I like this more than anything in the fucking universe. It's so weird. I'm not good at it. I'd show you videos of the waves I got up on. I look like an idiot. Like I look like a little kid barely struggling to get up on the tiniest wave that doesn't even, it looks like it would be small in a wave pool.
But you felt like Swayze.
Yes!
Dude, that's what's important.
I did, dude. And it feels, I spent so much time just fighting the waves, just trying to get on one good one, getting just pounded over. I have bruises all over my body. I'm pretty sure one of my toes is broken because I kicked a rock really hard. Trent, you'll love this part. I kept getting wrapped up in seaweed my last day because there was like some weird swell that just washed the shit ton of seaweed up. It ruined my whole day, and I didn't even care.
So gross.
Dude,
it's
I was
so
taking,
creepy feeling.
It's awful. I was taking upwards of like 16 to 2,000 grams or milligrams of ibuprofen a day just to stay like upright because I could not stop surfing. I was in there like in the ocean for like 5 hours at one point. I just couldn't fucking stop it.
Love that.
It is not for everyone. I don't think everyone I'm going to say like, oh, if you get on the board, you'll feel the exact same way. But I do think if you ever wondered about it, well, like I did for many, many years watching surf videos as a kid, like, is this something I'd like?
He loves penguins. He loves,
Check it out. You might fucking be obsessed with it. It might just speak to you. I can't wait to go back. Like I can't stop that. I check the surf report every day now. I still have been checking on my app because I'm like, oh, I wonder how it looks today. How's the beach? I'm obsessed with it. It's such a cool thing. So
I cannot wait until you start talking like a surfer.
You should have seen me when I was there because I was kind of there every time I came in on the wave. Just a big, stupid smile on my face. And
bruh, catching a big swell.
So sweet. Oh, I just
that one video.
I was like, whoa, pow. And you just get like pitted. So pitted. I love surfing, you guys.
If you ever say that to me for real, I will be so annoyed and so happy.
Well, Jenna and I were kind of up there because we're like, oh man, these waves just crashing between each set, and like that last one kid, like you just when you're talking about the waves themselves, you do end up sounding quite a bit like just a stone surfer. So, who had a survey? A kudos for resident advisors.
I had another quick one for a board game that I played tonight with my brother called Ra. Just the sun god. Egyptian god of the sun. Yeah. Just I did all caps. I didn't mean to.
Oh, that wasn't an acronym.
No, I know. I did all caps. I'm so sorry. Ra and the game. It's just spelled R-A. That's why there's no H. It's not Ra. I'm not.
I mean, to be fair, the cover of the board game is also in all caps. So
that's true. They only have caps in Egypt. So this is just real quick. I'm not going to tell you what the game is, but this game's been around for a little while, like since like 2000 or something like that. But like different iterations of it, and they kind of remaking it and stuff. Because the pieces felt very modern, like very nice, like they were very well made. It's an auction and like set collecting game. My brother, who plays a ton of board games, that's one of his favorite. Easy to learn. It is like you pull it up and you're like, this is very confusing. But then once someone explains it to you, it's very simple. a lot of fun. It's like a press your luck type of game. Do I draw another tile? Or you can call a bid. So you start bidding and it's just cool systems. Very well done. If you're looking for a board game, we played with 3 people and it played fantastic with 3 people. So if you're looking for a board game to play with a small group, you can go through it in 30 minutes probably. Raw is one to check out. Honestly, very, very good, to the point where I immediately put it on my Amazon wish list. I'll watch it for a sale, see if I can pick it up for Christmas or something, because I want to play again. So kudos to the board game from 1999, Raw. Very good.
I have one last one that Peterson, I'm sure, is just giddy for. I was in the bookstore at the airport, and they didn't have anything I was interested in until I saw this one book that this guy I know won't shut up about, called Mistborn.
Yes.
Brandon Sanderson's, like, I guess it's the common entry point to his larger, broader Cosmere, all his giant is the Brandon Sanderson cinematic universe. It's so good.
It is good.
It's good. I read the whole book while I was on vacation. That's if I wasn't surfing, I was reading Mistborn.
Yes.
Which was pretty fun. Because if you guys read it, I felt like I was burning too much pewter all week, and then the week caught up with me, and I was just
caught up, dude.
God. It's not. I didn't even notice this, Peterson, until you pointed it out. Not necessarily high fantasy in terms of like elves and orcs and dragons and swords and sandals and all this shit. It's, I don't know. It's kind of like a more. I don't even
it's
know
like a toned down fantasy, because it's like it's like the time period would
it feels kind of like the fantasy world of what's that
Victorian, I think is what it is.
What's that game or that movie, like Willow?
Yeah,
where it's just kind of finite. There's not like a ton of different things going on. It's just like, here's the world and there's some people in it.
It's a heist book.
It's a heist book, which is cool.
Mm-hmm. Fantasy heist book.
Yeah, so I don't know what else to say. It's a big fat book. It takes a minute to read.
That bad.
But if you guys have been curious about it, which I have been for years, because Peterson hasn't stopped talking about it. When did you start reading these? How long ago did you?
Way before I knew you. This was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I had no idea it went back that far.
Yeah, I picked it up randomly at an airport. I didn't bring a book, and we were going on a trip. I don't even remember what trip. And I was like, I need a book. And so I just saw that, and it looked fantasy. So I picked it up, and that's the beginning of my love affair with Brandon Sanderson.
The action scenes, if you guys like fantasy with some awesome action scenes, this has it in spades. So that's what I super appreciated. There were a couple of parts where I turned to Jenna and nudge her, I'm like, what are you gonna tell her, you dumb shit? I'm like, the coolest thing happened in my book. She's like, oh yeah. I'm like,
okay. So let me explain Allomancy.
Let me explain the entire background of the book first. But I'm basically like, oh well, the one chick killed this other lady with an arrow. She stabbed her in the chest. It was so cool. And Jenna's like, I bet.
Please stop talking to me.
I was like, I pulled my fucking headphone out for this. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Put the headphones back and ignore me forever. I am so sorry. It's great. I'm 200 pages into the second one, The Well of Ascension, already. I went and got it at the library first thing when I got home, because I knew the library was going to be closed today and I knew I needed to read it. So check out Mistborn. I can say the first book and a half are pretty dang good.
It's one of the best trilogies I've read. It ends so great. So it's a great, satisfying ending.
Yeah. And this next thing, even though we do it every year, we don't have a bumper for it.
We don't, yeah.
But what the hell would it even be? This is Bad Gaming Halloween costumes. You guys, this is our favorite annual tradition here on the show.
And this episode is going live on Halloween Day.
If you are finding out this very moment, listening to this episode, that today is Halloween, and you're like, oh, fuck. What am I going to go trick-or-treating in? What is my costume? we have you covered. We
Dude,
have
some of these
last
are so
minute
easy.
ideas. They're easy. They're gaming related. Everyone, all the people that answer their doors for you are going to be like, wow, what a clever,
I knew it.
topical gaming related costume. Have a king size.
Oh yeah, dude, that's our goal. Get you a king size.
Who wants to go first?
Dude, I'll go first.
Do it.
Okay, so this one, you start off pretty easy. I'm sure most people dressed up as Master Chief at some point. So you start with a Master Chief costume, and then you kind of fancy it up a little bit. You put on a 3-piece suit, put on a top hat, you got a monocle, kind of like the Monopoly Man.
Okay.
You're Phil Spencer.
You're God. Peterson, did you find that clip yet?
You're God. You're Microsoft.
Kind of feel like God.
You're playing the Monopoly Man, but you're Phil Spencer. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. So I got some pretty simple ones too. So first, okay, I'm gonna need you to take off all of your clothes except for your skivvies.
Done.
Okay. Now put your hair down across your forehead a little bit. Okay, and then if you got a rope tied around your waist, and you can be the horrible version of Gollum from the Lord of the Rings Gollum game. Just underwear. Take a picture of them. Underwear Gollum, but you have to do this a lot. Just open your eyes real wide and look stupid.
This is a real one, though. This isn't even a joke. If someone dressed as shitty Gollum for Halloween, that would be a baller costume. That would kill it on TikTok.
Dude, yeah, that's true. You have to do lots of like crawling. You know what I mean? It's not a comfortable costume.
This look. Just a little bit of the face paint and like a skull cap, and you are like, dude, there, dude.
So easy. So easy.
It's a good one.
You all have underwear, right?
Mine's a little bit harder. You got to have a plug. You got to get some lysergic acid diethylamide.
Oh.
Just a little LSD, because that's how the best costumes start. So you're gonna get a tab of acid, and you're gonna put that in your mouth, and then you're gonna get.
Wait, you're talking acid, the drug?
Yes.
We're not okay. I just wanted to make sure.
Just a little LSD. And then you're gonna pull on your elephant costume, which you have, and your Mario Wonder. You just dance around. No one else is gonna know this is your costume, but you fucking get it. You are in Super Mario Brothers Wonder. You're like, whoa.
You're like,
this
yeah, I'm
smacking everyone with your trunk.
Have you played that yet, Trent?
No, I haven't. I have it installed. It's waiting for me.
I can't wait for you to play it. It seems so. It's like such a trip.
I'm gonna one up you, JD.
Okay.
Put on your same thing. Put on your
elephant
black
costume.
Put your black pantyhose on.
Are you sober?
It doesn't matter. You can be sober if you want. Black pantyhose and a little tight black dress, and you are Elephant Bowsette.
Dude, so I've pitched you a multi-year costume here.
Yeah, you could go so many directions. You go with this, but yeah.
If you have an elephant costume, you're pretty set for Mario Brothers Wonder.
Wait, who is there a listener who does not have an elephant costume? Like, seriously, everyone has one.
What did you even do in 6th grade? I have a couple.
We've all been an elephant.
We've all been that elephant. How about this one? You tell everyone you're not going to dress up. Like 10 months before Halloween, just let them know. Sorry, guys, costume's not going to work this year, but next year. Not this next year, but then the next year, it's going to be an awesome costume. I haven't figured it out yet, but it's going to be really great. And that's all you do the whole time you're at the party in your E3.
Oh, dude, you'd just be E3. Who's the guy who runs E3? What's his name?
E3dius Reigns. I don't know.
Does he have 3 E's? Like Eric Edwin
E3dius Reigns?
It's too late.
I'm E3dius.
I am E3dius is actually
I like love it and hate it at the same time.
It kind of depends on how you spell it.
Oh my god.
What else you guys got?
I mean, you have a little kid just draw their best picture of a monkey, but the kid has to be like not a very good artist.
Mm-hmm.
And then you just tape it to yourself,
And you're King Kong.
and you're King Kong.
Dude, I was gonna do a
And you were rushing the kid the whole time. Like, hurry.
That's good enough.
He's like, I've never drawn a monkey. This is my first monkey. Can I take a second pass? You're like,
No,
no,
my party's in 10 minutes.
You know what? The party's already started, so let's just get there. Let's
I gotta go.
kid.
Give me that monkey. I gotta go. Dude,
And you just punch like pictures of pictures of velociraptors, not actual
just
ones,
carry 'em
because
with
like in that video,
Yeah.
instead of
Just
an
a
actual
screenshot of
velociraptor,
something
it's
scary.
just a picture of one.
So
Oh my god!
I think if you don't have a costume and you're tapped out, you're like, dude, you guys, I am listening to the podcast on the way to the party. Like, you gotta give me something better. Like, I can't stop. I've got you covered. If you're already in the car, you're on the way, you don't have a costume, show up to the party, offer to buy everyone's costume. Like a lot of people will probably sell you their costume, offer them a lot of money, like, because it's pretty close to the party, and you're taking their costumes right there, and then you just put them all on. Put on everyone's costume. Now you've got a lot of costumes. But here's the trick: when people ask you for the money and you can't pay up, you just take the costumes off, and they're ripped, they're kind of ruined, they're kind of disheveled. You just give them back, or you can throw them away because you're Embracer Group.
Oh yeah,
like these costumes. Oh, I didn't even fucking care about these. Here, you can have them. I'll just throw them away. Whatever.
doesn't matter.
It's cool.
Costume is stupid. Okay, this one's a little bit. This is for if you're going to an adults only party. It's a little more X-rated. Again, very simple.
Baldur's Gate, isn't it?
No, it's not. Very simple. First, you got to take off your clothes.
Peterson loves getting naked.
These are all your costumes. Start this way.
Take
Okay,
off your clothes.
get a sparkler. Okay,
I'm not doing a sparkler naked.
tape it to your. No, listen. This is for the guys.
Tape it to your what?
You know. What am I gonna say? Say
Your
it.
trunk? Are we
Yeah.
still in the elephant costume?
Nope. But tape it to your wiener. Okay. Flop it around a little bit. You are the flaming penis flamethrower guy from Tears of the Kingdom. You know what I'm talking about. Google it. Tears of the Kingdom flaming penis.
Took a long time to get there, and I have to admit the payoff was not worth it. But the idea of someone with a sparkler taped to their penis doing swirls with it is probably never going to leave my brain. That image is burned in there.
Okay, but for real, like 10% you want to try it though.
How is that not on Jackass?
I want to
How
try
have
it with
they
like
not
a
done
Roman
the,
candle.
the penis Twizzler or whatever on fucking Jackass. That is so funny to me. Because if you got it spinning well enough, you probably could avoid a lot of the burns. But once it starts to burn, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Those things burn at such a high temperature.
Yeah. I mean, you do have to utilize the stick well. And good placement. So
I only have one dumb one left. You guys have any more?
nope, that's it.
I was just gonna say go rent a costume. Doesn't matter what costume art it is. You're gonna have to give it back. You're never gonna own it. It's Alan Wake 2.
Oh, look, this
bitter.
JD's so mad about this.
Bitter.
Dude, and it's getting great reviews too.
That makes me more bitter.
You could just dress up like a homeless person with like a sign that just a begging will work for food type of thing, and you could be a voice actor. AI took your job.
Rough,
dude. But yeah, those are the sad. I'm gonna go with the sparkler penis one. You should do that.
That's another good one. You could just go and just tape a couple extra fingers to your hands, and you could be AI art.
Oh, that would be good. Just like
smudge your face a little bit so it just looks a little weird.
What is wrong?
There's just something that's just a little off somewhere. Yeah. Like just shave like a splotch in your beard, but that's it.
You're like, what are you? I'm like, I'm
remove your eyebrows and be like, something wrong. I know it.
I can't quite put my finger on it.
I have an extra.
You kind of look like a Picasso, but there's something off.
Oh, I had one more. Do you remember that game, Atomic Heart?
Yeah,
they had those sexy robot
tall
chicks.
mommies. Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't have faces, so you just get, if you have a real cheap, just get some tin foil, put over your
Oh my
face,
God.
and put a red star on top of it. You can be a Soviet,
A
sexy
couple
Soviet
apples
robot.
and more tin foil, and you got the boobs.
Yep. That's it. Super easy, guys.
That's exactly what they look like.
That is like a $2 costume. So
if you guys make the tin foil and apples Atomic Hearts costume, please post that in our Discord.
oh, that would be wonderful.
Oh my God. Please.
So good. Oh.
You want to do this really quick, or do you want to just wrap?
Dice of Destiny.
All right, Dice of Destiny is this game we play at the end of every episode. We roll a 6-sided dice to see who will be the person rolling the Dice of Destiny. A 20-sided dice with 20 different game genres assigned to it. That person then rolls another 6-sided dice to figure out their budget. Then they find a game in that genre for that price. They pick it, play it, and review it. And I've been a very bad boy.
You're fine. You know what? I will forgive you 1,000%.
Because I was reading Mistborn.
Yeah,
guys, I read 1,000 pages of Mistborn in a week, so I wasn't playing a lot of video games. Thankfully, Trent came in. We started a Dice of Destiny round, which is what we do when we're shitheads. And so Trent's picking up the slack for me, and he rolled last week. Rolled a dark game for $20. And you have your pick for us now?
I have my pick, and luckily Steam made it easy because the Steam Scream sale's going right now.
Oh, dude.
What the fuck? There's a Scream sale?
Yeah, I didn't
even
think about that.
There was a game. I've seen the cover of this game a lot for like the past 5 years or so. And the cover is what it's like one of those, I see it and I'm like, that's too scary. I don't want it. So the game's called Darkwood, but it's a top-down horror survival game. And
I'm interested to see, Trent, this was one of my very, very first Dice of Destiny games.
Yeah, I went through and I was trying to look to see, because I'm like, it sounds familiar, but
yeah,
I
played it in 2018, so this
like right
would be
after it came
great.
out.
This would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dude, it's a good game.
It's like you have you build up your base, I guess, or whatever, build up your resources during the day, but at night you just have a flashlight and you're trying to not die. I don't know. It looks really scary. I get scared really easily.
Dude, you will be scared at night. All I remember is at night
you were just hiding.
Hunkered down in a building with my gun pointed at the only door, because you could hear the creatures moving around. You couldn't see them. And then all of a sudden you'd hear the door open and you were like, no, like fire. And
that's what all the reviews are like too. It's like the sound design is just horrifying.
Yeah, it's really good. It is.
Even the trailer's freaking me out. It's giving me the chills.
Dude, it's a good one. It's well made, for real. Have these guys made anything else?
Acid Wizard?
They have not. That's it. Just as one game.
So Trent, next week, or maybe in 2 weeks, give him some time, because I have to review my pick, Skull the Hero Slayer, next week.
And I'm going to be in BlizzCon anyway, so
perfect
that works for me.
So Trent's got some time to play. I'm really glad we started this round. It worked out great.
Yeah.
So yeah, next week I will have the review for my pick, a $40 platformer that I picked, Skull the Hero Slayer, and then the week after that, Trent will do his, and we'll get back on schedule. All right, so to play us out, we have the Stovakine song from Skyrim, because I like it. And we were talking about Skyrim. So that's happening.
We said Skyrim. JD was like, done. I got it.
Play it. I got to spin it. Trent, I texted Jenna that pumpkin better than sexy. She just texted back, oh, mama.
Oh, mama.
So we're definitely making that.
She gets it. She gets it.
All right. That's all for us this week. I'm JD logging off.
This is Peterson going AFK.
And this is Trent signing out.